Forex trading is all about making money. Yes, you are trading Forex for the money. But did you know that trading at the wrong time can cost you more than just missed opportunities? It can lead to low liquidity, high spread, and unpredictable price movements that can just eat into your profits. So there's need to know the right time to trade Forex. For South African traders, timing is everything. So while the Forex market is open 24 hours a day, not all hours are equal. Some trading sessions offer high volatility and liquidity, and this is perfect for maximizing your profit, while other sessions are slow, making it more difficult to enter and exit the market efficiently. Like I said, the Forex market is open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, but not all hours are equal and provide the same opportunities. The market is divided into 4 sessions, each with unique characteristics that impact price movements and trading activities. Before we go into discussing the best time to trade Forex in South Africa, it is good that you understand the 4 trading sessions and what their characteristics are. First, we have the Sydney session. This session opens by 9 p.m. GMT and closes by 6 a.m. GMT. In South African time, this is 11 p.m. to 8 a.m. The Sydney session is the first to open when the Forex market begins for the week. It is generally a quieter period with low volatility compared to other sessions. It is a good time for traders who prefer slow and steady price movement, especially for those who are trading currency pairs that contain the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar. The next session is the Tokyo session. This session opens by 11 p.m. GMT and closes by 8 a.m. GMT. This is around 1 a.m. to 10 a.m. in South African time. The Tokyo session is also called the Asian session, and this session sees more activities compared to the Sydney session, particularly with currency pairs that have the Japanese yen and other Asian currencies. Although it has more activities than the Sydney session, price movement in the Tokyo session is relatively moderate, making it more suitable for traders who prefer stability. Now, the third session is the London session. This session opens at 7 a.m. GMT and closes by 4 p.m. GMT. For South Africans, this is around 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. South African time. The London session is one of the most active Forex trading periods. Since it overlaps with the Tokyo session and the New York session, it experiences high liquidity and volatility. Major currency pairs like the Euro USD, GBP USD, and USD JPY see significant price movements, providing excellent trading opportunities. Now, the fourth session is the New York session. This session opens by 12 noon and closes by 9 p.m. GMT. In South African time, that is 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. The New York session is the last session, but it is also a major session and sees significant price movement, especially when it overlaps with the London session. USD-related currency pairs see heightened activities, making the London session the ideal time for traders who want to capitalize on volatility. Now that you understand the 4 different Forex trading sessions and their characteristics, let's answer the question, what is the best time to trade Forex in South Africa? Not all Forex trading hours provide the same opportunities, so South African traders must look out for the Forex trading hours that offers them high liquidity, high volatility, and strong market participation. So let's break down each session and see how it suits into a typical South African's routine. First is the London session. This session starts around 9 a.m. and closes by 6 p.m. South African time. That is the late morning to late afternoon in South Africa. This means traders can begin their trading day alongside their morning routine, such as checking the news, analyzing the market, and even entering trades before it's noon. By midday, the market is in full swing, offering strong breakouts and trend, making it a perfect time for active traders. However, for those with a 9 to 5, the early morning part of the session may coincide with work hours, making it difficult for you to monitor trades. The next best time to trade Forex in South Africa is the New York session. This session starts by 2 p.m. and closes by 11 p.m. in South Africa. Seeing that the New York session kicks off in the afternoon in South Africa, South African traders can transition into it after their morning routine. This session is particularly favorable for those with a flexible schedule or those that have a work from home setup. For those that have traditional jobs, the most accessible part of this session will be between 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. South African time. After work, they can analyze trends, place trades, or scalp during high volatility periods. However, please keep in mind that late night trading can be exhausting if not carefully monitored. You can even forget to monitor your trade because you are trying to round up for the day and get a good night rest. The third best time to trade Forex in South Africa is the London and New York session overlap. That's between 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. in South Africa. This 4-hour period is the busiest and most liquid time of the day. Fortunately, it falls in the afternoon in South Africa, making it an ideal opportunity for traders who have a flexible schedule. For 9 to 5 workers, this window may be tricky to trade, unless of course you can take a break to monitor your trades. Those who can trade during this time have a higher chance of catching major price movements and profitable setups. The fourth best time to trade Forex in South Africa is the Asian session. However, this session starts by 1 a.m. in the morning and ends by 10 a.m. So it starts very late in the night and ends in the morning. So it's not very ideal. Not really the best time. It is so inconveniencing because it overlaps with sleeping time and the time for your morning routine. But if you wish to trade currency pairs that have the Japanese yen, Australian dollar, and New Zealand dollar, then this may be a time you want to consider. This session lacks volatility and trading volume. However, night owls or those who have a unique schedule may find it suitable. But overall, the Asian session is not the best time to trade Forex for traders in South Africa. It is just not the most profitable time for South African traders. Now that you know that the best time to trade Forex in South Africa is the London session, the New York session, and the overlap between the London and the New York session, what are the best currency pairs to trade during these hours? Not all currency pairs move the same way at different time of the day. So as a South African trader, you want to focus on currency pairs that are most active during your preferred trading session. By doing this, you can maximize your chances of success. For the London session, the best currency pairs to trade are Euro USD, GBP USD, USD CHF, and Euro GBP. If you are looking to trade during the London sessions, these are the currency pairs you want to pay attention to. And this is because these pairs contain currencies from European countries and they experience high volatility and liquidity as the London market opens. For the New York session, these are the pairs you want to pay attention to. The US dollar dominates during this session, making USD related pairs have high volatility and liquidity. When there's an overlap between the London and the New York session, these are the pairs you want to focus on. This is the most volatile window because of the high liquidity that's created during the overlap of the London and the New York session. This period of overlap is perfect for short-term traders who thrive on big price movements. Now for the Asian session, which we have already said is not an ideal time for South African Forex traders, these are the currency pairs you want to pay attention to. These pairs involve currencies from Asian Pacific regions, making them more active during this session. However, there's low liquidity and volatility overall. So, by selecting the right currency pairs and trading at the right time, you can increase your profitability. Now that you know the best time to trade Forex in South Africa and you know the best currency pairs to pay attention to during this time, let's also discuss the best trading style for different sessions in South Africa. Your trading style should align with the trading session you decide to trade in, because while some sessions favor fast-paced trading, others favor slow and steady strategies. Now let's break this down a little more. For scalpers, the best time to trade Forex will be during the overlap of the London and the New York session. Scalpers aim to make quick profits from small price movements, and they often place so many trades within a minute. Seeing that the overlap between the London session and the New York session offers high volatility and liquidity, this session is ideal for scalpers. For day traders, the best time to trade Forex will be during the London or the New York session. Day traders open and close positions during the same day and they avoid overnight risks, so they try not to leave their position open overnight. The London and New York session provides enough price movements for day traders to capitalize on. For swing traders, it is best to trade outside of high volatility. That is between 11 p.m. to 9 a.m. South African time. Swing traders hold trades for several days or weeks, focusing on medium price movements. Although they do not need to trade during peak hours, they must carefully choose their entry and exit points. Position traders that hold trades for months or even years can enter the market at any time. However, they must ensure to properly carry out fundamental analysis and pay attention to interest rate changes. Each trading style has its own advantage, but matching your trading style to the right trading session can increase your chances of success. Now let's also look at how economic news and events impacts the best time to trade Forex in South Africa. The Forex market reacts strongly to economic news, so knowing when reports are released can help you choose the best time to trade. Here's a highlight of major economic reports and their release times. The South African economic data is released between 8 a.m. to 12 noon South African time. Next is the US economic data. It is released between 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. South African time, affecting all major currency pairs. Then the Eurozone economic data released between 9 a.m. to 12 noon South African time, impacting Euro-related pairs. Now lastly, we have the Asian economic data released between 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. South African time, mainly affecting Japanese yen and Australian dollar pairs. While it's relevant for you to stay updated with economic news happening around the world, you may also want to focus on economic news or reports that are released during your preferred trading session. Let's quickly see the best time to trade based on news releases. If you trade the USD ZAR or the Euro ZAR pair, pay attention to South African and US reports. If you trade Euro USD or Great Britain Pound USD, the London and the New York session overlap provides strong movement. So you want to focus on the US economic data and the Eurozone economic data. And if you trade the Australian dollar USD or USD JPY, consider early morning South African time when Asian markets are active. And you want to pay attention to economic news from Asia and the USA. Just before we move on to the next thing, these are some high impact news that you want to be on the lookout for. First, the interest rate decisions. You can look out for interest rate decisions from the South African Reserve Bank, the US Fed, EBC, and others. You also want to look out for GDP reports and inflation data. Employment data, that's the non-farm payrolls in the USA, and the South African unemployment rate. You also want to be on the watch for political and global events like elections, trade agreements, and geopolitical conflicts. Trading around high-impact news or events can be profitable, but it is also very risky due to sudden price spikes. For example, you can see the sudden price spike on the Euro USD chart after Donald Trump was elected president. If you wish to trade during high-impact news or events, you want to have a solid risk management strategy in place. However, irrespective of the time you trade, you should always have a solid risk management strategy in place. Lastly, let's also discuss how to choose the best time to trade Forex in South Africa based on your routine. You can always make tweaks to whatever I say going forward because at the end, it's a very personal decision. You understand your schedule and you're in the best position to decide the best time to trade Forex for you. However, here are some tips to consider. If you're a morning person, the London session may be a great time to trade as there's high volatility as the Europe market opens. If you prefer trading in the afternoon, then you can consider the New York session as it gives you the opportunity to capitalize on the US market activities. If you are someone who stays up late, then the Asian session may provide opportunities for you, especially if you trade currency pairs that are related to the Japanese yen and the Australian dollar. But like I've mentioned, this is not a very ideal time for South African traders. Aside from this session having low liquidity and volatility, it's just also in the middle of the night. Now that I've shared some tips for those who are early morning people or night owls, let me also share some tips for people who need to balance their work and their daily activities with Forex trading. Let's start with those who are working 9 to 5, who have traditional jobs. If you're a 9 to 5 worker, you can consider trading in the morning between 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. or you can also consider trading in the evening between 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. For those who have flexible schedules, you can take advantage of the overlap between the London and the New York session. We've already said this is one of the best times to trade Forex because of the high volatility and high liquidity. However, if you're a full-time trader, that's Forex trading or trading is all you do, then you can weigh your odds, analyze the market and decide the best time to trade Forex for you depending on the currency pairs you wish to trade. Now, irrespective of your schedule and the trading session you choose to trade with, please keep in mind that the Forex market is closed between 11 p.m. on Fridays and 11 p.m. on Sundays. However, some brokers may allow you to trade cryptocurrency and synthetic indices during weekends, but traditional Forex pairs will be unavailable from 11 p.m. on Fridays to 11 p.m. on Sundays. Keep that in mind. In conclusion, timing in Forex trading is everything. Like I've said severally on this video, although the Forex market is open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, not all Forex hours are created equal. The best times to trade Forex in South Africa will be the London session, the New York session, and the overlap between the London and the New York session. This period offers high liquidity, tighter spread, and better price movements that enable you make profits. If you prefer a slower market, then you can also consider the Asian session. At the end, whether you're a full-time Forex trader or you're a part-time Forex trader, aligning your trades with the most active period in the Forex market can increase your chances of being successful. But of course, you should know that knowing the best time to trade and knowing the right currency pairs to trade is not all. You also need to know the basics of Forex trading. You need to understand technical analysis, fundamental analysis, price action trading, and build a solid trading strategy for yourself. You also need to understand risk management so you don't keep blowing your trading capital. And of course, I will not leave you hanging. If you are looking to learn the basics of Forex trading, you can visit mytradingland.com. We have a free community for you, and we also have a free university tab where you can learn the basics of Forex trading and make better and informed trading decisions. I really hope you found this video helpful. I also hope you find mytradingland.com helpful. Do well to visit it. Happy trading.